All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Diamond Zone. Um, as everybody knows, I hope, my name is Jeff Giamalva. Anybody new here? My wife Lisa and I have been in the industry of network marketing for 24 years. And what we're doing every morning at 7 o'clock Pacific time is for anybody who is interested in really taking this journey with us. We really believe that as you take a journey in any endeavor, in any opportunity, it really is staying focused. And we believe that, if someone could wake up and really get on a training, different aspects of the business, it'll help them along their journey. So welcome to Diamond Zone. And first of all, I just want to make sure everybody knows this every day at 10 o'clock and 6 o'clock, we do opportunity presentations, and I literally mean every day, 7 days a week at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific time. And this is something for everybody to be able to leverage an opportunity presentation. So I will be on today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And we rotate these trainings. They're not trainings, they're opportunity presentations. They're really they're twofold. For people in the business, people say, well, I want to always be on something. I want to learn how to do a presentation. Those are great for people that want to be able to sit down with their own people. But it's also mainly for guests. So you want to promote these because it really gives people a full vision of what we're doing here at World Global Network. And I always believe, this is just me. When I do a presentation, I don't care if it's a one-on-one, if it's taking people to a video. I'm of the belief now that if I give people information, it's up to them to accept it or not. I'm never married to their yes or no. I am married to my activity. And if I do the activity, I will get the yeses. And I know I'm going to have to go through a lot of no's to get through a couple of yeses. So don't be married to the outcome. Just be the person that shares it with everybody. That's it. That's the mentality. And you know what happens? It saves you. It saves your psyche. It saves you from questioning yourself. If you're doing the program, okay, then you're doing the right things, period. So what I want to do today is I want to talk to you about the 8 deadly pitfalls of our industry. Okay, this is a fun training. I think Lisa did this training before, but remember what I told you? You're going to see repeated trainings. But if you're taking the journey, you're going to hear them differently. And understand, if something hits you between the eyes, it probably means you have to make a change with whatever slide is on the screen. So everybody is at a different place. So this training really helped me when I saw it the first 150 times. And it's amazing. Every time I saw it, I go, oh my God, this is a new training. But it was the same message. And what I want to do is make sure you guys all know is tomorrow we're going to talk about other aspects of our business. We're going to talk about not making product claims, not making income claims, and how you get around that. That's going to be an important call tomorrow. So today, guys, let me share with you some of the things that will stop you on your journey in network marketing. But first of all, let's start with a positive, because obviously that's a negative title, right? The 8 deadly pitfalls. Okay, but here's my belief. It's not whether or not you hit a pitfall. It's how you react when you hit it. You know how most people react, right? You're walking down, right? You're going through the jungle. All of a sudden you hit a landmine and you get one leg blown off and you go, oh, this is not working. Let's move back. No. That's just a sign to keep going. You're going to hit pitfalls. Everybody's going to hit a pitfall. But do you want to better yourself and move forward out of the pitfall? You know why Lisa and I have been able to withstand and persevere through 24 years of network marketing? because we've done it all wrong. You got to take that in. The reason I think we're good, okay, at what we do, we better be somewhat good after doing something for 24 years, right? Otherwise, we're insane. Put me in a straitjacket, right? Okay. The reason why I think we're good is because we've persevered. And we can identify when other people are in a landmine or a pitfall. But here's the problem in this business. Sometimes you'll tell people that they're in a pitfall or a landmine, and you're offering your help, but they don't want it. They're going to tell you all the reasons why they should stay where they are, and that's okay. Our job and your job is to identify anybody you have in your group that may be in one of these pitfalls, okay? Now, I believe everybody has unbelievable potential. This is my mentality when I go out and talk to people. I believe everybody would want something that we offer. So doesn't everybody come with potential? Yes, but what separates potential, right, from actual wealth? Because if you did a poll and you asked everybody, would you rather be wealthy or broke, what do people choose? Okay, well, we all have that potential. Why is it in World Global Network, right, you got people who are making unbelievable amounts of money and some people who are making nothing? You know that's a fact, right? Some people are in the same company with the same product, with the same problems, are making a ton of money, and other people are making nothing. Do you think they have a different product? Do you think they have a different comp plan? No, the common denominator is the person. And so what separates potential from actual results is what? Action. It's action. I did a call yesterday with somebody, and the person said, well, you know what? I'm going to study up. I'm going to learn everything about this business. And I said to the person, that's not really the advice I would give you. The advice I will give you is to start doing some very simple things while you learn. See, this is an earn as you learn business. And the reason I say earn as you learn, the earn part is very, very simple. Learning is going through the action steps. That's the learning. And so when you understand that, this is why people are getting some results, because they're taking action. Because you know what happens with action? You know what happens with good action and bad action? Belief. Yeah, I didn't stutter. Good and bad action equals belief. Even though you might not get the outcome, I'm telling you, it helps your journey. When I get a no, I told you yesterday, I learn more from no's than I do yeses. That's what but it gets my belief. My belief system has to be what? Okay, let's just say you had a bad day yesterday. You had a bad day. All right, now, you got to get yourself up to go out there and do it again. Remember my do it again training? When you were a kid, do it again? Well, if every time you do something, okay, gives you a negative response, sometimes it's hard to get that belief up. And I'm going to show you how to keep your belief where it needs to be. But what happens is when you get a good result, no matter what it is, and here is my good result every day. If I'm taking action, it's a good result. The only bad action, okay, the only bad result is no action. You follow me? So this is where we're at. You're in the middle. You all have potential. And what's going to separate you is action. But I promise you, with action, you're going to have the belief, and then you're going to get the result. Okay? Now keep that in mind, because the first pitfall that a lot of people are going to fall into, okay, and this is amazing, okay, is reinventing the wheel. Okay? See? People are shaking their head. I know how people are making money, but I'm going to do it different. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to take my experience in other companies, okay, and I'm going to put it into World Global Network. Now, let me be very clear. Your experience in other companies, let me tell you what you need to bring over here. Being in the people business, because that never changes. I don't care if you're with Amway, Herbalife, and now World, though that's the people business. I brought my experience of dealing with people, but I'm not bringing, okay, their system over to World. You want to know why? Can I tell you what our system was? See, if I brought the system that I grew up with, it wouldn't work here because my system was to have a training center. That was my system. We had a training center, 12,000 square feet, okay, an office that we were spending $15,000 a month to lease. We did weekly and daily meetings, 4 meetings a day, every day. Now, that wouldn't work here. Why? Because here, it's the simplicity that's allowing people to achieve their financial goals. So understand reinventing the wheel. Because a lot of people, instead of listening to what we tell them, right, they think they know everything. And there's nothing wrong here unless you're in this pitfall. They think they know everything. They're always trying to design a new scheme or a new system. Okay, this is going to be a very real pitfall maybe you're in or some of your people are in. Because your job is to get people moving, right? Because here's what happens. When people are designing new schemes and new systems, they're wasting time and energy. And a lot of people are just hell-bent on overcomplicating this business. I'll show you the next slide, and I'll tell you why people overcomplicate the business. But the bottom line, see, I'm a bottom line person. Do you know why I believe a lot of people get into this reinventing the wheel thing? Because it's an excuse not to get in front of people. This is a people business. So if I'm designing a new scheme or a new system, okay, then I can't go out there and do the necessary things because I'm getting ready to get ready. I'm not there yet. I have to know more product knowledge. I have to know more about the comp plan before I could actually get out there and talk to people. You see, it's a roadblock. It's a roadblock. So when I do a slide, just ask yourself, am I here? Or have I identified somebody in my group that's here? And the way you get them out of this is just to show them very simple things to do. How many times you guys seen this slide? Well, if you watched any type of opportunity presentation, you've seen this slide. See, there's nothing to reinvent. It really is as simple as getting started, right? And everybody on this call has done that. Now it's a matter of what? Getting people information. The reason why so many people are getting results is because we say it every time I do a presentation. The best leverage we have right now is to get people the information. 2 minutes. 2 minutes of information. So I could determine interest or not. Right? Isn't that what you all want to know? Are you interested or not? Well, I'm going to send you this 2-minute video, Raymond. If I send you this 2-minute video, will you watch it? It's a simple, direct question.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Perfect. When?
This afternoon.
Okay. When?
This afternoon, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay. Raymond, I'm going to call you at 2:02.
Will do.
Why? 2-minute video. 2-minute video. I don't send it at 2, get his commitment, and call him Sunday. He forgot. You see? So I'm getting a commitment for people to watch the video. And my follow-up is at 2:02. See, guys, listen. Money is in the follow-up. Money is in the follow-up. You have people for 2 minutes. You have their attention. If they like it, guys, remember, we're all ADD. Okay, and if I don't follow up quickly, life now takes them over again. And then they go further away. You have to always strike when the iron is hot. And the iron is hot, okay, after you give people information. Okay, now I know I had a conversation. I know Fran doesn't mind if I train on certain things, because you guys know how I do this now, right? I'm on the phone with all of you and I hear what's going on, and then I take certain aspects of it and I'll say, let me just share with you another situation. Fran and I had a conversation yesterday, and Fran did a trade show. And I said, Fran, let me ask you a question. Where are the leads? Who's following up on the leads? And she said, we are. I said, just understand, okay, those leads every day that goes by get colder and colder, right? So the follow-up has to be quickly on any type of lead. And here's what people appreciate. When you follow up, it sends a message to that person that you're a business person. You did what you say you're going to do. See, if I told Raymond I'm going to call him at 2:02, and I do, okay, I've established myself as somebody credible. Always do what you say you're going to do, always. Whether it be three-way calls, no matter what it is. Because if this is my philosophy, if someone's late, okay, on a webinar, I believe that everybody, what's the saying? As you do anything, you do everything. As you do anything, you do everything. So remember that when you're out and about representing your company. You're not representing world, you're representing your company. In fact, you can't represent yourself as world. Okay? We'll cover that tomorrow. You are an independent distributor, and you're representing you. So when I talk to people, I go, you're going to get involved with me. Well, if that person's experience with me was I'm always late, I don't follow up, why would I want to be involved? See, this is why some people sometimes don't do well in their warm market. You want real talk? Because the people that all know you know you. Uh-oh. The people that know you know you. And they go, why do I want part of that? That's why you bring in the third party credibility, right? That's why you bring in somebody that's the expert. Okay, so this is how you get out of reinventing the wheel. Guys, just follow these simple things. Now, obviously, there's more than just this, but this is the initial action. You know why we teach this? Because if I could do a presentation and people say, I can do that, I've succeeded. If I do a presentation, people go, I like it, but it requires learning something, I've lost them. People don't want to learn. I just want people to do. So when I say just get people the information, I really mean it. Because I've never seen a company where I could bring a new person in and they could actually start doing something and getting results right away without learning the products, without learning the ingredients, without learning how it works when you take it. Because remember, I came from nutritional supplements. So it stopped people. I have to get my business cards. I got to learn the product. Well, 2 months later, right, they're still researching the product. Here, it doesn't work that way. Send people information. Okay, number 2, small time attitude. This, you know what this comes from? Not understanding really how big your business is. And you're going to see, and I talked about that a little bit yesterday, knowing the value of your business, the value, right? And we all said it. If we know we have a grand president millionaire, if we have 2 of them, and they're doing $1 million a pay cycle, and they were making 20%, what's the value of that on the open market? Think about that. See, a lot of people get involved in network marketing. They treat it like a hobby, a part-time job. Why? Well, some of the things we talked about yesterday, not having their skin in the game. I mean, how do you treat this seriously if you have $300 in it? I mean, I get it. Just follow my logic. People have to figure out, okay, other ways to start businesses. You know how they do it? Think about, how do most people start a business? They borrow the money. That's America. I know some of you are in Canada. They borrow the money or they get investors. So they can't treat it like a little thing. Why? I have other people's money, or I borrowed and I have to make this work. This is why people get into this pitfall. You know what? If I lose 1,300 bucks, I'm okay. Now, I'm not saying, okay, that everybody thinks this way, but I do know this is why a lot of people quit. They don't understand the bigger picture. Because a lot of people rather dabble rather than commit. Because if I'm just putting my toe in, I can't be accountable to my results because I'm really not doing it. This is the mind game people play with themselves, believe it or not. Because if I went all in, I have to be accountable to my results. A lot of people can't face that. Most simply lose interest over a short time. Well, because not understanding the long-term potential. Okay, now very few of you will go through this one. Others lose control as it starts growing. Okay, because you have now people. And this has been taken care of because we do have a system. But I want you guys to understand my mentality. The reason I'm doing this is so I could duplicate people taking care of their groups. So right now, right, we're watching over our flock. Right, who's our flock? Well, everybody on this call, okay, is in my flock. And if you're not, who cares? Still watching over you all too. Because I really believe, right, it'll come back to me. If I have somebody not in my organization and they see value here, it'll come back to me. I don't worry about all that stuff. I just want to do what I do, and whoever wants to be part of it, great. But see, my point is that I want to duplicate. Because let's say Raymond now has 1,000 people. Well, I have to get Raymond up to speed so he can lead his flock. You think Jeremy Roma worries about us? You think he wakes up going, oh, I got to make sure Jeff and Lisa's flock is okay? He's duplicated. He doesn't have to worry about this leg. It's going to produce. So what's he doing? He's worried about his new legs, and he's worried about his other flock. People say, well, that's not, no, he's duplicated. That's good. So this is how you get out of small town attitude. Number 3, this is a killer. Ready for this one? Take rejection personally. Remember the 4 agreements? The book? Never take anything personally. Well, told you that, but the number 3 pitfall in MLM is taking rejection personally. It'll emotionally cripple you. You will lose your nerve. You will doubt yourself. Rejection will devastate you. It will stop you in your tracks. Okay, now, understand. How do I tell you to get out of taking rejection personally? Don't be married to the outcome. What people do or say about you is none of your business. Who cares? My thing is, I want a yes or a no. If it's no, here's the other thing. You don't treat somebody badly if they say no to you. Your sister's still your sister when she says no. Your best friend is still your best friend if they, this is the weirdest thing in the world. Well, if you don't get involved in my business, I disown you. You know how they call NFL no friends left? It's not because them, it's because of you. Doesn't make a difference. Who cares? Listen, my immediate family, okay, is not in my business. They never have been, really. They maybe got on an auto ship and bought some product once in a while. Lisa's family's not in our business. If I would have based our business plan based on my family and friends getting involved, I would be dead broke. Who cares? Can you imagine opening a restaurant? Oh my gosh, if mom and dad don't come in every night, we're not going to make it. If my sisters don't come in, oh my, where's mom? Where's my sister? It's 5 o'clock. They didn't come in, close up shop. No, you don't base your business plan whether or not your family and friends, but your family and friends are going to know you own a restaurant, right? Okay, same thing. Same thing here. Just take the journey. Don't worry about all that. Don't worry about if you're doing it right or wrong. If you're getting people information, you're doing it right. If people say no, they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to themselves. They're not ready. They may never be ready. And you can't worry about helping people solve every single issue. They have to want to help themselves. Number 4, justify inactivity. Some people get over here and they start defending bad results. Okay? They all the reasons why it doesn't work. Right? They get caught up in the weeds. It's amazing how people will justify or get into inactivity. Everything bothers them. Everything. Right? The customer service isn't right. I got somebody who got delivered the helo and it's not working quite right. And these are all the reasons why they didn't talk to anybody today. Basically, it's poor planning, bad priorities, time wasters. All the stuff. Here's the saying. Busy being busy. Okay, just busy being busy. All the stuff that keeps you not doing the necessary money-making activities. There's money-making activities here. And what's the money-making activities? Sending the video, 3-way calls, opportunity presentations, one-on-ones. These are money-making activities. So remember I told the story, okay, that when we got involved, well, actually still now a little bit, okay, there's really was no customer service. We're just getting this up and running. A lot of you know this, right? So who was customer service? Lisa. Because we got to the rank of president, the company said, we're going to assign you somebody that if you have issues on your team, you have someone to call. But the person was in Italy. So there was a time difference. So Lisa, who gets very, very focused in on something, okay, I call her Rain Man, because if she focuses on something, forget it. So now she got over here and she was overwhelmed with customer service stuff. And her whole day was customer service. No money-making activities, just helping people solve their problems. And I said, Lise, okay, you're basically inactive. I said, you have to outline 1 hour or 2 hours per day for customer service. You got to have a time frame. And when that time is over, whatever you allow, is that right? Yeah, I guess that's the word. Okay, whatever you allowed for that time frame, once that's over, back to money-making activities. Otherwise, it's overwhelming. So guys, just got to catch yourself. As your group grows, you got to stay balanced, right? I have my downline time. I have my 3-way call time. I have my customer service time. And then I have what time? I have my money-making activity time, always in my day. Now, if you're spare time part-time, okay, you're leveraging. You're leveraging. You're not doing everything that we're doing. We're full-time in the business. So all of your time should be money-making. Every time, every minute of every day while you build your business. Okay? Just remember, if you want your efforts duplicated, you better make sure they're worth duplicating. People will follow what you do. This is what's so critical, guys. If I see a leader of a leg start giving out wrong information, it will duplicate fast. And that's why we sometimes have tough phone calls. See, easy phone calls are always great. Hey, Raymond, you're doing so great. Great month last month. No. Here's the tough one. Raymond, let me just ask you some question. What's going on? Here's what I'm seeing. And he has to be open to this conversation. And you know why he should always be open to this conversation? Because why would I want to give Raymond any wrong advice? That would be kind of stupid, wouldn't it? If I earn a percentage off everything Raymond and his team does, why would I want to give him anything that's not going to work? So there's got to be this blind trust between me and Raymond. And if Raymond listens, I will continue to work with him. But if Raymond fights me on every time I call him, then I have to make a decision, because I can't fire Raymond. I'm not his boss. But if someone just fights me on everything, knowing in my mind I'm trying to help this person, I don't have to work with Raymond, do I? I'm not going to treat him badly when I see him. I'll high five him. But Raymond's in a place where he doesn't want to help himself. He doesn't want to listen. Then why would I make myself nuts? I'm not. I know that my heart is right. Lisa and our heart is right. And when we call somebody and we let them know there's an issue, just listen. You don't have to defend it. You don't have to tell me all the reasons why you're doing it. Just listen and say, wait a minute, when you hang up, why would they be telling me this? They have my best interest in hand. If you don't believe that, then that's another issue. You guys follow me? And we watch everything. Why? I know bad things duplicate faster than good things. That's why. I've seen organizations unravel because someone up here is telling me all the reasons why they're doing something that I know is not going to work. So sometimes I can't control that. So inactivity. So here's how you get out of justifying inactivity. The critical activities. Now, this is not the training. I do a whole training just on this. Number one, activity of accountability. Your activity to your accountability. How many hours a week are you going to devote to this? To money-making activities. That's your number. And just hold yourself accountable to what you said you were going to do, period. So in other words, if your goal today is to touch 100 people, be accountable to that. I don't care if it's 5 people. You have the number. But just remember, based on the number, okay, that you're committing to will determine your results. Don't think you're going to talk to 5 people and make $25,000 this month. You follow me? It all has to add up. Here's my point. Be accountable to whatever activity you put. Have your products. You can't run your business if you don't have your own products. That was the training yesterday. People not even knowing there's bios then. Okay, I don't mean sit there and study the products. Just have your products. If someone got started today, can you get them started right? Okay, there you go. That's what that means. And then number 3, and I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow. 5 left, 5 right. 5 team developers left, 5 team developers right. To have balance for your future. Got to think beyond, right? If you're going to build this, you got to think beyond today. And you got to teach everybody how to structure their companies. And I'll talk more about that tomorrow. The reading and listening library. What do I tell people? 1 chapter a day. Now, if you want to do more, that's up to you. I'm just saying, so it's not overwhelming where I have my reading library and I read for 9 hours today. Well, that's not a good deal. Because if you read for 9 hours, it means you had no money-making activities. I say 1 chapter. And I've given you many books, and you guys have your own library. But here's the reason why. When you are active in this business, it means you're around people. And when you're around people, they make you nuts. Because they have all the reasons why they don't want to make a change. It's like going to war every day sometimes. And if this isn't right, then it's very hard to deal with those people. But if I had my reading and listening library, which is really just telling me that this is what you're going to face when you go out there, when I face it, it has no effect on me. That's why I think these are powerful. Every day at 7 o'clock. Oh, well, Jeff said people are going to be negative. Or whoever said it. Or all the different things that come our way. So it has no effect on you, hopefully, at that point. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's what the reading and listening library does. Best money-making activity out there is showing the plan. STP. And I always tell people, your responsibility as you take ownership of your company, your responsibility is to know how to show the plan. Right now, you're leveraging, right? You're showing a 2-minute video. You're never going to be the 2-minute video. How many times have you all done a 3-way call with me? What's the first thing I say? Has the person watched the video? That's the first thing people have to do if I'm going to get on a 3-way call. I want that person. I don't want to have to talk about the product and how it works and the buttons, right? And all the stuff. Make sure they watch the video. But you should be able to sit down. Can you sit down with somebody and just show them the plan? Going through the slides? Perfect. The more times you show that video, the more times you show the plan, the more people you get on opportunity calls, the more money you make, period. And then remember, guys, edification is key. We should all edify each other. Every single one of us. Okay, if I'm going to go on a 3-way call, make sure you're edifying me. Or if I have Dan Mays on a call, I'm going to edify him. He's going to be the reason. Not your prospect. He's not the opportunity. Whoever you're bringing on is the opportunity. See, this is a posture. So that's a whole nother training, edification, but you want to make sure you're always edifying your upline. Always. Seek counseling and mentorship. Now, here's normally what I will do. If I bring a new person in, I want to get their permission to counsel and mentor them. Got to get their permission. Matt, why? I'm not their boss. See, when I was with Bally's, I didn't have to get anybody's permission. I was the vice president. I will mentor you, like it or not, because if not, you're out of here. Well, remember, I can't fire Raymond. But if I get Raymond's permission, okay, Raymond, do I have permission to counsel and mentor you so I could tell you when you're doing good and when you're doing bad?
Absolutely.
Raymond says yes. Okay, perfect. So now we have this relationship. But you should seek this if you trust, right, the people that are leading. Here's what it is. And all we're going to do is always lead by example all the time, and just making sure that whatever your mentor tells you, just understand it's coming from their heart because they want you productive. But I always ask people, do I have the permission? And I want people open to the tough conversations, not the easy ones. That's easy. And then, of course, number 9, promote your tools and events. Okay, tools. All the tools that we have, the videos, right, the conference calls, the events. Whenever there's a company event, okay, you should try to be there. I shouldn't say try. If you want me to tell you, you should be there. I've never missed a company event in 24 years, ever. It's my business. Next company event is what? Thailand. That's a company event. Okay, we're having a company event March 11th in California. It's an all-day training in Orange County. It's a company event. It's something that people can leverage. So these are your critical activities, guys. Now, number 5, let me speed this up. Listen to the dream stealers. Anybody ever call or talk to a dream stealer? These are the people that are going to test you to your core. They make you doubt your opportunity. They make you question your beliefs. And more importantly, the toughest part is they make you doubt yourself. These people are there and they're planted along your journey. What are you doing? Are you kidding? Oh, what number is this for you? This is your 6th company? Oh, this is going to be the one, right? Why don't you quit that? That's ridiculous. Those things don't work. Hilo? There's tons of those on the market. Why? What makes this one different? Oh, I can't believe you're doing another one. Sound familiar maybe sometimes to you? These are people that are dream stealers. How many people really make money in those things? But you got to understand where they're coming from. Usually the loudest critics are usually the ones that are angry and frustrated about their own lives. It's much easier for me to steal Raymond's dream than for me to have my own dream. Because all of a sudden, if Raymond and I are both buds and he starts making money because he made a change and I didn't make the change, what does that tell me? Right? It tells me that I'm stuck and he wasn't. But if I could steal his dream and we all stay together in this poverty, okay, then what? No one's stepping out. That dream stealers come at you different ways. Listen, a wealthy person, I always say talk to the wealthy people first, because I've never had a wealthy person ever in 24 years ever try to steal my dream. It's amazing. You know what they do? They encourage me. They may not do it. They'll say, Jeff, listen, I got all this stuff going on, but I appreciate what you're doing. You're on the right track. They don't put multi-level down. They encourage multi-level. Look at the people that put it down. Where are they at in their life? And we listen to the dream stealers. We listen to the people, right, that had the same house, the same cars, complain every day about the same things, and we listen to them. Oh, maybe he's right. And then all of a sudden, you talk to 10 people that day, and 10 people told you no, and maybe you came across 9 dream stealers, and you go home and you go, oh, this is crazy. I'm not doing this. They're right. Well, guess what? They're right. Whatever you believe becomes fact. Well, I believe this is the greatest opportunity in the world. Why? Because I understand my opportunity. Oh, here's that slide again. Yes, here's that slide again. I understand my opportunity. Come at me, dream stealers. You don't understand what I got. This is what I have. This is what gets me out of bed every day now. This is what gets me excited. I own my own business without traditional overhead. I now have tax advantages. I can make immediate income. I'm on a business plan to make $2,000 extra a month. You know what that's going to do? It's going to cover my car payment and a little bit of my rent. I'm in wearable tech. I'm sick and tired of not being paid what I'm worth. Yes, I am making a change. I don't like the glass ceiling. I now am looking at my future. I need residual income. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to keep getting the same results. And you know what? The best part of this whole thing is I'm not around people like you. I'm around a different thought process. Now, I don't say that. That's my mentality. I had to break out. I have to start thinking I'm around a group of people Do you know I get personal and group coaching every morning? Do you know I have a system for success? I have an environment that's different. It's a wealth environment. It's a personal growth environment. This is what I have. So see, that's why the dream stealers don't affect me, because when I go home and if I have a bad day, I just look at this slide. And I say to myself, where else am I going to have all this? What job? What job gives me this? See, this is my opportunity. That's why I said yesterday on the call, if you knew the value of just this, forget the product. If I just had this, what's the value of this opportunity? And some of us are hesitant to ask for the maximum amount you could put into this is what, $3,400? Where can you buy a business for $3,400? Where can you buy I'm just using that number. Where can you buy a business that could start earning and profiting your very first month? Think about that one. Most businesses don't turn a profit for 3 to 5 years. Where else can you get unlimited advancement opportunity, residual income, and just the coaching and the mentorship? You see, it's the value of what we have. Every franchise, you know what they show you? They show a similar slide. They build the value, right, of what they're offering you, but they're charging you $1 million for it, for that franchise. If you buy anything, what do? They show the value of what they're selling you. Well, this is the value of your opportunity. So this is why people, this is what I relay to people. I don't talk about Hilo. I talk about the opportunity surround. This is the widget. This is the widget. It's wearable tech. No one questions that. We're first to market wearable tech. But let me tell you what's in our product, and I go through it. That's how you get past your dream stealers. Okay? Now, what number am I on? Number 6. Become a crybaby. Okay? These are people that are almost out. You could always tell. Endless complaints, emotional demands, always talking about problems. Certain people, let me help you with this one. Doesn't everybody have now caller ID? Okay, so a phone rings. You go, you know who that is? That's a crybaby. There's other people I look at that call, I go, oh, can't wait to talk to that person. Follow me? See, some people give you energy, some people suck your energy. Okay, I'll use this one as an example because I'm not going to call any names. Okay, sometimes when my mom calls me, I go, I love my mother. Okay, I'm a mama's boy. But my mom, I know what that call is going to be. I know exactly what the call is going to be. Who's doing what to who? Who's not talking to this one? Who's not talking to that one? Right? Always about problems. My hips hurt. You know, daddy's going back to the hospital for, you know, for this and that. And your sister's this and they're fighting. I feel like when I hang up with my mother, I need to read, you know, Think and Grow Rich. Okay, because it's just what my mom does. But see, sometimes I feel that way when certain distributors call. Because I know, and this is the conversation I have with them. Listen, so-and-so, you're always talking about the problems. I get it. I understand. I know where we're at. But what good does it do to keep talking about it? We have to persevere through, because guys, listen, every day you have a choice. Quit or keep going. It's your choice. No one has a gun to your head. No one has enough money in this game not to quit. That was our point yesterday. The reason why people persevere in most businesses and they don't talk about the problems because they have their skin in the game. They can't quit. Too much money in the game. Here you have that choice every day. Quit or keep going. And for me, since I understand the big picture, these little things, because it's going to be little 6 months from now, we'll be laughing. Remember when we had no customer service? Remember when they didn't deliver the product on time? Remember when some of the products didn't work? That's part of the journey. I look at that as a positive. I'm in the time and place that I have to deal with those kinds of things. And I'm just using that as an example. But these are normally people that complain that don't produce. They don't take direction. They don't commit. They don't honor the program. Emotional demands. There's nothing anybody can do for these people short of working the business for them. Guys, listen, I understand, and I told you this the other day, if you have bad news, yes, you go up, up. You don't go cross, you don't go down. Never tell your people. You protect your people. Come up. But here's what I will always say on this one. If you're going to have a problem, okay, let's talk about the solution. Let's not just waste each other's time and keep talking about the problem. Let's figure out a solution to the problem or how to navigate through it. Otherwise, it is what it is, correct? So that's number 6. Hang on, let me see something here. It'll be on, the recording here will be on our YouTube channel. Okay, number 7, fearful of wrong things. The one thing you should be fearful of is not having, right, consistent activity. Not fear of failure. Let me tell you how to get past fear of failure. Ready? Here's how you get past it. You're going to fail. That's awful, Jeff. Okay, let me rephrase. Is failing hearing a no? No. See, to me, I turn that. What's failure? To me, the only failure is quitting. If you're taking the journey, there's no failure. I don't care what the outcome is. If I'm taking this journey and I understand my long-term potential and I'm doing the necessary things, there's no failure. There's roadblocks, there's pitfalls. I'm training on the pitfalls. But just because I'm in a pitfall doesn't mean I've failed. I've only failed if the pitfall takes over and I quit. Fear of change. How do you get past that one? You've already changed. You made the decision. You're in. Change. Okay, now make the decision to change and start doing necessary things, the critical activities. But here's how I want you to look at this. This is what most people are consumed with. Fear of failure, fear of change, fear of the unknown. And all this makes them willing to settle for what they got. Think about that. This house isn't that bad. Right? My shoes, okay, those holes aren't that bad. You start to settle because anything that you want outside of what you have normally requires change. Right? This belly I have, I'm 80 pounds overweight, isn't that bad. Some people are 150 pounds overweight. I'm only 80 pounds. And you start justifying because the only way to get that weight off is to do what? Start exercising and eating right. That requires change. Do you see why people get stuck? Well, same thing here. So what? But this is what you're going to battle every day. You're going to battle number 7. Every single person. Fear of change, fear of failure usually consumes them. And the way you get people past it is to identify that you understand the way they feel because you were there. But let me tell you how you made a very comfortable change. Well, how did you do that? Well, I just got aligned with a group of people that are taking me by the hand. And I'm doing some very simple things, and it's really not that difficult. I've changed, okay? I've made a decision, but who's helping me along my path? See, if people don't know this exists, guys. That's why I keep showing that slide with the globe. That helps people get through fear of change, fear of failure. And so I have to be the messenger, but you have to understand the way they feel first. That's a whole nother training, right? Remember that one, creating desire? I understand the way you feel. I hear you. I know where you're at. I was so fearful of change. I hated failure, but let me tell you where I'm going and why I'm doing it and who I'm working with. And then last, a lot of you will hit this one. And I'm gonna advise you on this one. I want an hour today, sorry. Premature full-time. Premature full-time. Here's what happens in this type of a business. Some people get off to a great start and you start making some really, really good money, immediate income, and you start to base your decision on leaving your day job based on these months that might not be consistent. In multi-level, you can go from here to $10,000. Well, if you have a $6,000 job a month working full-time, and all of a sudden you get off to a great start and you make $10,000 here, you go, oh my gosh, I could quit my day job. But understand that $10,000 was based on your efforts. And unless you duplicate those efforts the next month, you're not making 10 grand. You could go from 10 back down to 1,000. So here's the deal. When your residual income matches your immediate income in what you currently do 3 months in a row, pretty good indication you could then go full time. When your residual income matches what you earn in immediate income where you're working full time, 3 months in a row is a good indication you could go full time. Because residual is off your team, not based on what you do. Otherwise, you're going to be under tremendous pressure. And that's just on you. Are you good under pressure or do you melt under pressure? Because you're going to lose your previous income. And in most situations, you're losing contact with your warm market. Because your warm market normally is all the people you work with, because you're with them 10, 12 hours a day. You have that circle. Well, if you leave that circle, you've lost contact with your warm market. You follow me? Now, I made this mistake. You guys heard my story. I was with Bally's, okay? I had a choice to take a 6-month severance package or 50% less pay. But because Lisa had this new multi-level marketing business, I took the 6-month severance package. And I was under tremendous pressure. We lost $180,000 a year. That's what I was making. And so thank God Lisa had income coming in, but it wasn't what we needed. And now I got a taste of not doing anything. Follow me? So then what did I have to do? We spent the equity in the house. That was gone. The severance package was gone. The credit cards were maxed. And that's how we lived. I had to pull the money from somewhere, but I wasn't going to get a job. I went premature full time, guys, when we first started network marketing. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're thinking about that, this is where you need counseling. Call me. And I'll ask you some very simple questions, and I'll give you the honest opinion of what you should do. Okay? And we'll have that real conversation. So guys, that's the pitfalls. I won an hour, sorry. Okay, but I got going there. And so tomorrow morning, we're going to talk about protecting your opportunity. Remember, 10 o'clock and 6 o'clock. This has been recorded. Appreciate all of you. And I am out. Thank you.